Hello, everyone just tuning us. This is Nordonia Hill News Podcast. I'm Devin Parrish. I'm here with Mr. Knight.
How are you? Great to be here.
All right, Mr. Knight is an instructor at Nordonia High School. Could you please tell us a little about yourself?
Sure. I've been teaching here. This is my 5th year. I get to teach business classes, so it's exciting. It's been a great run. I teach mostly seniors, but I do have juniors, and I have a few sophomores sprinkled in. But that's my main deal. The main students that I have a great rapport with them. It's been good. I've been a Knight my whole life, so I'm at Nordonia Knights, which is a good spot to be. I always like to throw that in. It's a good place to be. Yeah, I don't know. What else do you want to know? 38 years old. Woo! Just had a birthday. Player. All right, yeah. Moving right along. Yeah, so I'm sure there's some questions, and we'll talk about it.
Yeah. So, what specifically made you want to be a teacher per se?
Teaching. Okay, so here's the deal. I went to Kent Roosevelt High School, and Kent my whole life. I was in Kent City schools, and I had great teachers. I was lucky. Kent City Schools was a good place to be. I had phenomenal teachers. I remember I had great English teachers. My freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior year of high school, I was going to be an English teacher. I was all excited. I'm like, all right, let's do this. All right, I was really pumped. My parents, neither one of them went to school. Went to college. You know, they graduated high school, but neither one of them went to school, and I didn't have a lot of idea of what I wanted to do, but I saw these teachers, right? Yeah. And I saw what they did, and I saw their lifestyle, and like I said, I had great English teachers. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna be an English teacher. Let's do this. Went to Kent State, took some English classes, right? And then I found out that you had to read and you had to write, and I was like, ooh, that's not it's not really what I want to do for the my rest of my deal. So I'm like, okay, that's not gonna work. I don't want to do that. So I got business. I went to business, right? What every great person that doesn't know what they want to do, they go into business, right? They're like, let's do that. Let's get a college degree and go to business. So I got a marketing degree and a business management minor. I had a unique opportunity. I was working as the auditorium manager while I was in school for Kent Roosevelt. Okay. Once I graduated with my 4-year degree, I could now sub. All right. So I subbed and I did that, and I really liked it. I was in the high school. I was having a good time. Everything was great. Okay, but that was all I was ever going to do in the schools because I had no other credentials. So I got myself a real job. I was like, sweet, let's do this. I worked at Sterling out in Fairlawn. Okay, and I got a real job, and it's a marketing job, and this is going to be so awesome, and this is great. And I can't show you, but I had an Excel spreadsheet here, and I had an Excel spreadsheet here, and I had a wall right here, and I had no windows. I had nothing, and this is what I was doing this all day, and I hated it. I hated it. I was working August, June, and July, and I'm sitting there, and I'm working these 10-hour days, and I'm like stressing out about Excel spreadsheets. And I'm like, you know what? This is not what I want to do. I want to be a teacher. I always wanted to be a teacher. I liked what my job as auditorium manager and subbing. I liked working with the students. I was 26, or 25, 26, and quit that job and went into school, got the MAT program, Master's Arts in Teaching at Kent State, went back. It's a cohort thing. It was like an 18-month deal. But it worked out. The reason that I am a business teacher is my undergrad was business. So I could be a business teacher. If I wanted to be a math or English or history, I'd had to take a bunch of undergrad again. And again, me being the studious student that I am, I'm like, nah, business teacher sounds great. So that's kind of how I fell into it. It's something I always wanted to do, but wasn't necessarily, when I first got out of high school, I didn't really have a passion for being an English teacher, but now it fell in, and I really enjoy it. So that's kind of how I got into it.
All right.
So, yeah.
Now, what about people? Say, was there a person specifically who inspired you the most to maybe become who you are now?
I don't know if it's strictly a person. I have to give my parents some credit. They I do have to give them some credit. They were, you know, my parents were divorced, but both still in my life. I had my mom, I lived with her, and then my dad was always around. Like it was like he was always around and always there and both of them let me have opportunity, right? You know, you know, when I quit my job, even when I quit my job when I was 25, guess where I did? I moved in with mommy. You know, she let me come back. She's like, it's fine. Let's go to school. Let's not have any problems. Let's not, you know, so she's there. For teaching, I think I mentioned this, but Mr. Dietz was my 7th grade science teacher, right? And this is before I knew I wanted to go into teaching. But he was a good family guy, great with his students, phenomenal teacher. And I really connected with him, right? Liked him, thought he was awesome. He lived in our neighborhood when I was growing up. I went to school with his kid. He was a year